South of our border, the US is turning inwards, convulsed by economic self-sabotage and social diversion. Here up north in Canada, our story is different. Canada, bound to the US by geography and history, now determinedly charting a different course. The US is shrinking into isolation while Canada is extending its hand to the world. This video is not a story of mere political differences. It's a case study in leadership, consequence, and national character. In this analysis, we will dissect a dramatic difference in 4 acts. First, the American implosion, the tangible economic and human costs of an administration's neglect and cruelty. Second, the Canadian resolve, our focused strategy efforts to fortify our economy against the economic terror from the South. Third, the global realignment, how world leaders are choosing partners and why Canada is winning. And fourth, the fork in the road, the starkly different future that now lies before our two nations. The evidence is no longer anecdotal. It is written in economic data, in diplomatic cables, and in the lives of ordinary people. My friends, the US facade is crumbling, while its fascist gangster president plays golf, pursues personal vendettas, and extorts vulnerable nations like the Ukraine. The foundations of the American economy is cracking. The numbers tell us an indisputable story. The orange fascist gangster can mumble as long as he wants. The US national debt has soared past 38 trillion. Grocery prices are up now by 3%, a fact dismissed by Trump's disaster administration on false claims that they are actually way down. Trump's promised manufacturing renaissance has not been materialized, instead it has plumped. The response from the White House: the Vice President is now publicly begging Americans for patience. This is a clear signal of an administration that is at the end of their rope. G.D. Vance said, "It's going to be better in 2026. We all know that that is actually code for you are screwed." But the damage is not just economic, it's moral. The world has watched in horror at this administration's immigration policy have led to scenes of children being tear-gassed and families torn apart. The rhetoric and actions have painted a target on the backs of immigrants and people of color, making American streets less safe for its own citizens. The toxic combination has triggered a global response. Under Canada's leadership, a worldwide boycott of American travel and goods has taken hold. The US tourism industry is losing billions. It is predicted that the absence of Canadian snowbirds alone will carve a $20.5 billion hole in the US economy this winter. The message is clear. The world is voting with its wallets, and it's rejecting Trump's America. While Trump's America stumbles, Carney's Canada is building. Under Prime Minister Mark Carney, the Canadian response has been the opposite of neglect. It has been a masterclass in proactive, strategic governance. From his first day in office, Carney has worked successfully to counterattack the efforts of Trump's terror on Canada and build our own southern strengths. The results are tangible. While the US pleads for patience, Canada added 60,000 jobs in September alone, with stunning gains in manufacturing and tourism. And our tourism sector here in Canada, in a direct contrast to America's, had a record-breaking summer, generating nearly $60 billion in revenue. This is not an accident. This is the result of our Canadian boycott and of a deliberate strategy to diversify our economy and reinforce our foundations. The economic terror of the 34 times convicted orange felon and sexual predator Donald Trump on Canada has not crippled us. It has redirected billions of dollars back into our Canadian liquor industry and domestic travel. We are not just surviving the US tariffs, we are learning to thrive in spite of it. But the most profound shift is happening on the world stage. The contrast in leadership between Mark Carney and the orange gangster could not be starker. This was perfectly illustrated at the recent G20 summit, While Trump boycotted the event over debunked racist claims about South Africa, Mark Carney was on the ground building bridges instead. His itinerary was a roadmap of Canada's newest strategy, meeting with leaders of France, Germany, the UK, the European nations, Norway and India. In the negotiation rooms, Carney is not an object of ridicule or distrust like the fascist gangster. No, Mark Carney is a respected and sought-after partner. On display at Carney's historic visit to the United Arab Emirates, the first by a Canadian Prime Minister in over 40 years. There, he didn't just create a photo op, he secured a framework for up to 90 billion in investment, secured by a Foreign Investment Promotion and Protection Agreement and the launch of a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. My friends, for anyone with eyes and ears, it must be clear that the world's most dynamic economics are not looking to Washington for leadership anymore. They are looking to Ottawa. They see Canada as a bastion of stability, a rule-based partner and a safe harbor for investment in a turbulent world. So where does this leave us? At a historic fork in the road. The US, under the current so-called leadership of a serial bankruptcy, is chosen a path of isolation, debt and international division. Its global influence is fading, its economy is faltering, and its social fabric is tearing apart. You can deny as long as you want, but it is what it is. Canada, under Mark Carney, on the other hand, is choosing a different path. A path of outward engagement, economic diversification, and principled leadership. We are strengthening our defense capabilities through renewed NATO and global partnerships. We are securing our economic future with ambitious real trade and security deals, not fake ones, written on empty paper, with Europe and the Asian Pacific. The future is not written yet, but the directions are set. One nation is shrinking, crippled by a political illiterate, convicted scam artist who was never in control of the country he was elected to lead, the United States of America. The other one is stepping onto the global stage with confidence, extending its reach and building a future not defined by the shadow of its neighbor, but by the strength of its own resolve and determination of its people. The past year has been a brutal stress test for the US. It has revealed the profound vulnerability of a nation that abandons competent governance for chaotic spectacle. For Canada, it has been a validation of a leader who works skillfully on the world stage, a validation of an economy that can adapt and grow under pressure, and a validation of our Canadian national character. A character that still values stability, dignity, and international cooperation. The United States is learning the hard way that fascist rhetoric and economic illiteracy have a devastating price. Canada is demonstrating that in the 21st century, credibility is the ultimate currency and respect is the foundation of real power. The great separation is underway. And for the first time in a long time, Canada is not looking south with anxiety, but forward with determined purpose. That leads me to the question, how do you look south? How do you think Donald Trump has done as President of the United States so far? And is Canada well advised to get as much distance as possible between them and us? Please let me know in the comments below. If this video gave you value, then please click the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel. And if you like this channel's deep dives, ring the bell so you won't miss my next one. Thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkuller from Europe Curious.
We were petrified, kept thinking we could never live without you by our side. And we spent so many nights thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together Your tariff made us strong, and so you know you're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell will be your 51st state. We really need our resources for more than we need you, so now just go. Walk out the door. We do not need you. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who instigated these trade fights? You'll soon grow to regret it when we turn off your lights. We will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. We have all we really need. We can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. There's been a change. It's time anew. We're not that fledgling little country stealing all of you. We are now a nation proud that is happy to be free. You didn't realize you gave us our own identity, so now just go. We will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. Yeah, but all we really need, we can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. We will survive.
51st state, my fucking ass. Go on, Carney.